Hello again, you wonderful, amazing, beautiful, patient people. We are once again Lady Arcaders, and you are once again watching Attract Mode. These are small events throughout the year as part of a series called Attract Mode. We're playing games. We're awesome ladies showing off awesome games. It's going to be a great time. And to quote Rafiki, the king, gender neutral, has returned. Here is Akio playing The Lion King Simba's Mighty Adventure.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Tech is Haunted edition of Attract Mode. Presenting Lion King Simba's Mighty Adventure, yada yada yada. Hopefully I can actually start this run. And
after all the hype, I'm very excited to see.
I'm sure everybody's been hyped up for this run. So let's get it started in 3, 2, 1. Let's jam.
This was all a calculated effort to get everyone really hyped.
Yeah, everyone, that was all just to keep you hyped up before this run because, you know, like, we gotta keep the suspense going.
I'm loving these loading.
Yeah, they're great. They're even better on the Game Boy Color version.
Ooh,
yeah, so this came out on both PS1. Well, actually, yeah, I think it was just PS1 and Game Boy Color. I was thinking of another game. And on the Game Boy Color one, they had these really badly compressed screenshots from Lion King in there. So that was interesting. So yeah,
that does sound interesting. There were just two Simbas on the
yeah,
screen.
so for some reason, that was supposed to be Nala, and she... I guess they couldn't make another model for her, so they just used another Simba model.
That's so rude. Nala deserves better.
She actually gets her own model when she's an adult lion, which is good.
Then do they just use Mufasa's character for the adult Simba?
Simba actually gets his own adult model as well.
You love to see it.
Also, hi Uncle Scar.
I can't wait to roar.
I like his head bob a lot.
Hi Uncle Scar, you're totally not gonna be evil.
With a name like Scar?
Definitely not.
No. Never.
To be a true king, little Simba.
Yeah, so this is pretty much like the tutorial level where you get taught like different moves that you can do throughout the game. I'm only going to be using the pounce move and the roll move because the roar move is slow and we don't like those in the speed run.
What are those? Are those chinchillas?
There's some kind of mouse with a long tail, I'm not sure.
By pouncing then. To use your pounce attack, press the jump button, then press the roll button once you are in the air.
Oh, sorry, Nala.
That pounce is cool.
Started to bump noses with you. I know we end up
good.
romancing each other later in the movie, but not now.
And hang from the edge, you can pull yourself up by pressing the jump button.
Let's see if I can get the swag
Now I
roll
know
here.
that
Heck yeah.
you had mentioned that you know a bit about Lion King lore.
Oh yes, I know a lot of Lion King lore.
So I am only someone who watched the movies, and I babysat a little bit a girl that was watching the TV show. So what goes on after the second movie?
Oh, that's a good question. There never was any media that like explains what happens after the events of Lion King 2. I know we kind of got a quote-unquote third movie in the series, but that's actually more like a pre-interquel that's like telling the events of the first movie, but from this perspective of Timon and Pumbaa.
Oh, that movie was
Yeah,
funny. I
that is a
remember
great
enjoying that.
movie. Both my boyfriend and I love watching that one.
So is the TV show, right? Is that about
Oh
Kiara's
no, that
child?
so I never actually watched the TV show. I am going to eventually because my boyfriend and I have like a big long list of movies and shows, or we jokingly call movies and shoes because he one time misspelled shows when writing that list. So on the shows list we have The Lion Guard, and that is actually telling the story of Simba and Nala's second cub, who is Keon, and the whole like lore of the Lion Guard is that there was a Lion Guard, and apparently, as far as I know, Scar used to be a part of it. And then the TV show is basically telling the story about Keon and his whole quest to being part of the Lion Guard. That's why like you see a lot of pictures of him with the marking on his shoulder.
Okay.
And it does kind of take place in between the first and second movies, and also like during the events of the second movie, because you see Kiara as a cub in the beginning of it, and I think as the show goes on, you see her like grown up, and you also see Kovu and Vitani and Zira.
Good job, Simba.
These are the hyenas, by the way. They're a really, really, really easy fight. You just gotta roll into them repeatedly.
And they turn into
Yep.
meat?
Everything
Oh,
you
no!
kill in this game turns into meat. Kind of symbolic when you think about it.
It is.
Oh,
That's
so
beautiful.
so that was the graveyard, and we're going to be skipping ahead in events to all the way to the Stampede.
Oh no.
And you're probably thinking, oh well, Stampede. There's probably going to be a whole ton of wildebeest like in the movie, right? Well, not exactly. There's some wildebeest running around, but they're so like spread apart that Simba can literally just run through them, no problem. I mean, they cause damage when you touch them, so it is a little tricky to like get around them, but it's not as intimidating as you would think. Like after seeing the movie and how it was pretty much could have been like stepped all over by all of them.
Oh no, Simba!
Oh no, Simba succumbing to the stomp of the wildebeest. And also these rocks. There's these falling rocks that can sometimes hit Simba and do a lot of damage. Certain I haven't figured out that that was my bad. The exact values of damage from each animal or like object falling, but I have figured out that the one animal that does a ton of damage in this whole entire game are rhinos, which we'll be learning more about that later on when we get to a later level with adult Simba. Simba, can you not?
That checks out with my brain. Rhinos are pretty
Yeah,
big.
they're big and intimidating. Like, have you seen those horns? I also have never figured out. There's these little creatures that run out into the gorge in front of you, and I never could figure out what they're supposed to be. They almost look like they could be foxes or...
Yeah, I was gonna say a fennec fox.
Yeah, they're too big to be fennec foxes. Also, fennec foxes are like more of
True.
a sandy color. They got big ears though, so it's like they could be some kind of fox. I don't know if there was any kind of fox in Africa, but... Because Lion King does take place in Africa. Fun fact, the original name for The Lion King was going to be King of the Jungle, but then they figured out lions don't actually live in the jungle.
Oh, that's funny.
Which is kind of funny, considering Simba lives in the jungle with Timon and Pumbaa for a while, so... For a while he was King of the Jungle.
A lot of their names are African words.
Yeah, they're all Swahili names.
Swahili.
Simba is Swahili for lion. Nala is Swahili for gift. Timon is... I forget what Timon is Swahili for, but Pumbaa is, like, Swahili for simpleton or something like that.
Oh, poor Pumbaa.
Yeah, like, Zira is Swahili for hate. Kovu is Swahili for scar, which is ironic.
Oh.
Nuka, his older brother, I forget what the meaning of his name was. I'm pretty sure it's something like super terrible considering how they treat him in the movie. And I think Vitani is supposed to be something like devil, or I can't remember. Like, I would have to look at a list again to figure out what the Swahili names were again. It's been a while.
I just think it's impressive that you remember all of their names.
Yeah, I'm when I say like I'm super into Lion King lore, like Lion King is my absolute favorite movie to the point where I want to watch it like every month. Like you can ask my boyfriend about that. We literally watch it like at least once a month. Along with the sequels, because like we both love Lion King 2, we both love 1.5, so
I always did feel a little put off by the fact that it was called 1.5 when it should have just been called like half.
yeah. My favorite thing is that when the logo first comes up on the movie, it kind of makes itself look like a 3, but then they're like, wait a minute, like, let's change that into one, like, 1/3, no, like, throw another one in a line, so you have 1.5.
I told you lions were good.
I place the reins
Now we are
down in
adult Simba.
Africa. So now we're going back to reclaim the throne from our totally not evil Uncle Scar.
What are your thoughts on Kimba?
Oh man, I used to watch the Kimba show when I was real young. And I believe I also have seen the movie. And I really liked it. Like I used like from someone who watched The Lion King first, I thought, oh, this is very much like The Lion King. Like I never was of the majority who were like, well, since Kimba came first, obviously The Lion King like copied off of Kimba, right? For me, it's like, since I watched Kimba after The Lion King, I would have thought the reverse, but Kimba came long before The Lion King, as I found out.
Excellent.
I've never seen Kimba. However, there was an ad for it at the end of a Pokemon VHS that I watched many times when I was growing
the Pokemon
up.
VHS.
So I do. Yeah. I'm familiar, but not. I haven't seen it myself.
Bye Bye Butterfree. Ugh.
Oh, don't even
Also,
get me started.
Oh, is it? Oops. the one episode where Pikachu was Ash thought Pikachu was going to be leaving them for good for the other Pikachus. I used to have a VHS of that specific episode, and I remember as a kid just bawling my eyes out.
That's a rough one to have the VHS of.
Well, it was part of a VHS called Pikachu's Party, and I think it had some other episodes on it that I don't remember for some reason. Yeah, I'm having a really
Because
hard
they weren't
time
as
with this
traumatizing.
platforming. But yeah, that's for some reason that's like the one episode that sticks out in my mind from that specific VHS.
I used to watch Pokemon before school.
I got the
when I was
double
growing up,
rock.
in, like first
Ooh,
grade.
yeah.
Ooh, good job. And the Butterfree episode came on, and I was so inconsolable that I had to stay home from school because
Aww.
I couldn't chill.
Checkpoint.
I could have jumped there, but I thought for some reason that cliff was like another bridge, so I was like, I'll just walk forward. No, that's a gap, silly.
In your defense, I was also thinking the same thing, so
Yeah,
I say we should blame the
it's
game.
definitely the game. See, that was a bridge there. So I'm being a little extra careful because those birds will get in the way and make me hop on them. There's like a mechanic where if something is below you as you're jumping and you land on them, you'll like automatically pounce off of them. And those birds have caused me many deaths because they would just get right in my path as I'm trying to jump on those platforms, and they just send me right into a pit. So
Simba.
Oh, now we're fighting Scar.
yeah, we're fighting totally not evil Scar, and this fight has a really funny speed trick that I hopefully will pull off this time, because the past times I've tried to do it, I made a fool of myself, and it never happened. But
Think not.
Uh,
I am the king.
Scar will jump up on the cliff, and you think, oh, I gotta wait for him to do his cycle of like throwing down a bunch of boulders and such as he runs back and forth. However, if you repeatedly bounce or jump and pounce at the cliff as he's running around or standing around up there, Simba will still be able to pounce him while he's up there. Like so.
Oh.
And that is always a fun, like, party trick that I like to pull off every time I do a run of this game, because it's just really silly how you can just jump up there and, like, hit him while he's still, like, standing on the cliff. And with that, we're done with the first movie portion of the game, and we're on to the levels from The Lion King 2. This one...
Oh, this covers both
Yep.
movies.
And this one, we're
wow.
running out into the fire to save Kiara. Because she was an irresponsible daughter and ran out away from the Pride Lands when we said she should be staying close to the Pride Lands. Rebellious daughters, am I right?
Isn't that because she's in love?
Is it me or is it hot out here? Phew.
I'm kidding, by the way. Kiara is actually my favorite character of the Lion King series.
Yeah, she rolls. Kovu.
Kovu is awesome, yeah. Kovu and Kiara, best couple.
OTP.
OTP. So this level can be dangerous for plenty of reasons. There are these animals that will randomly run in your way, like that zebra there. There's like zebra, antelope, whatever other creatures are running out in the field. There's also these rhinos that you can actually bounce off of, but I gotta be careful because if they pin me between their horn and the rock, it's an instant kill. Like, I've never been able to get myself out of that situation. So, there's also these porcupines. Oh yeah, Zazu there, by the way, like, you've seen me pass by him a lot of times. He acts as the checkpoint. So I always make sure to jump.
Thanks, Zazu.
Zazu, yep. I forget what Zazu means in Swahili, but...
Have you seen the musical?
The
stage
like
show,
the
I should
Broadway
say.
musical? No,
Yeah.
I haven't, but I've heard it's really good.
I would be interested to hear your take on it.
Well, if I ever could get tickets to the one in New York, which I highly doubt that will ever
yeah.
happen.
That's $1 million.
Yeah, it's way too expensive, and I honestly wouldn't want to step foot in New York ever. I value my life too much.
Kiara, where are you?
I just like how ridiculously big the fire is in the background of this level.
It's pretty terrifying.
Like, I'm pretty sure fire doesn't get that big.
Nature is very terrifying, so maybe it does.
Excellent.
Yee! I always liked that particular cutscene because I just mash X to get through the cutscenes, and I always cut Kovu off as he's doing that, so it's like, yee! Alright, so
Watch those horns!
if you remember me mentioning about rhinos before, here's the level where we find out how big the rhinos' hitboxes are and how dangerous they are.
Watch out for those horns!
And also the other thing about this level is that there's a bunch more falling rocks than in the Stampede level. And Simba has a weird obsession with rocks. I don't know what it is, just sometimes he'll just get stuck, like, jumping onto a rock when he knows he can't jump on them.
My cat does the same thing trying to get up on the sink, though. Must be a cat thing.
Oh, it definitely is a cat thing. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen videos of, like, big cats in captivity when they give them, like, a gigantic ball of some sort, or even boxes. They're literally just giant domestic cats. They'll play with giant
that.
balls. They'll when you give them a box, they'll get inside of it. My favorite big cat is actually the snow leopard. For one, they're just really cool, but for another, they have this really cute habit of carrying the end of their tail in their mouth.
Oh,
Because
really?
their tails are so, like, long. Really, really long. They're, like, about the length of their body. And, it's just a really common thing for snow leopards just to have their tails in their mouths, and it's really cute looking.
That sounds really cute. Shout out to cats.
Cats? I love cats. I know I have a dog, gift tuber, but I really, really love cats deep down.
Do you have any pets
Oh
yourself?
yeah, I have a cat. Her name is Suki. She's very cute.
Oh.
She's very cuddly, but she's also very feisty.
As cats tend to be.
Yeah, we think that she has, like, maybe, like, a feral background, because, like, she definitely, like, when we first got her, she definitely was a lot feistier and, like, more, like, she didn't really like human touch as much. But, like, nowadays, she loves cuddling with us. Like, she'll come and, like, lay on top of me as I'm laying in bed watching TV.
Did you get her as a kitten?
Oh yeah, we got her when she was only 4 weeks old, so she was very tiny.
Attack!
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my mom was like,
So
she
she
wanted
really-
she wanted me to experience having a kitten from the time they're super young. It was a lot of work.
Well, she must really think of you as family.
Oh yeah, she definitely does. She's
I love
definitely, like, more attached to my mom though, because my mom's the one who gives her all the treats, and it gives her the most attention because I tend to be busy most of the time, so I don't really give her as much attention as I'd like.
But it sounds like she still snuggles up
Oh
on you,
yeah,
and
she
that's what's
definitely
important.
still loves me. I'm still her mama.
Aw. What prompted the name Suki?
Funny story about that, actually. Like, I spent, like, a long time thinking about her name. Like, we got her, and I'm like, I don't really know what to name her. I kept, like, cycling through a few names, and then I remembered that I've used the name Suki in the past for, from story reasons. I used to write a bunch of random stories when I was younger. And Suki was a character that I had at some point. And that then, like, I kind of retired her because there was, like, no place for her in the story. And, I remember really liking the name, so I was like, you know what? That sounds like a perfect name for a cat, so... And I always like naming my cats, like, unique names.
That's cool. It was like an OC that became
Yep.
real.
By the way, this is the, this level is when Zira and the other lionesses start attacking Simba during the ambush, and for some reason, like, not only does it take place, like, out in the Outlands, but it also takes place in this cave area, which... Yeah, I definitely remember this cave area from the movie, yep.
Now, does Scar have multiple lionesses?
So Zira is actually the leader of the lionesses, and how's the story goes, she used to be under, Scar's rule when he, took over the Pride Lands initially. But after his death, he was banished by, or she was banished by Simba, as was the lionesses that initially followed Scar. And so they lived in the Outlands, and Zira's son Kovu got really close to Kiara, and they decided to they wanted to bring the two prides together.
They wanted to unite.
They wanted to unite
everyone.
the two prides, but of course Zira wasn't having it. But every lioness that was initially, like, following Zira decided to go and join Simba's pride instead. And so, but Zira was like, no, I'm standing my ground. I still follow Scar, even though he's dead. And he attacks Kiara, and this is basically we're going down to rescue Kiara. After she's been bounced.
Is Kiara in this game?
No, you don't actually see Kiara, unfortunately. Probably
How
because
odd.
they couldn't have been bothered to make any more models, because these lionesses that I'm encountering look awful lot like Zira, as we will see, like, later on in this level, because she's the final boss of this game.
Have you run the Game Boy version as well?
I've considered running the Game Boy Color version. Like, it was actually the first version I actually played through before I played this version. And after playing both versions, this was the version that I was more interested in running. And the biggest reason for that is that the Game Boy Color game is a bit more tedious. That's a nice freeze frame of Zira, by the way. The Game Boy Color one is a lot more tedious to get through all the levels. Plus, it has the same music playing throughout all the levels. Like, there's no different music. The only different music is in the main menu and maybe the mini games that you play. Other than that...
Ooh, there's mini games.
Yep. The mini games are actually pretty fun. Also to note, real quick before I talk about more about the Game Boy Color one, this fight, a little thing that my boyfriend pointed out with this fight is that when you first start the fight, Zira already had lost a bit of her health. Like, you'll see her bit of her health that happened. That's another thing that can
Oh.
happen that I never got to show off before. So, quick aside, there's a chance that when she jumps on the cliff and you jump on her at the same time, she'll just clip through the cliff completely. But yeah, anyway, like her health is already chipped off a bit when you start this fight, which is an odd thing. I would almost wonder if that was either oversight or like they intended that, but either way, that's just how the fight starts. And also just because it's probably going to be happening really quickly, I will call time when it happens, but time is when I completely drain Zero's health. So if she'd cooperate with me and not run away from me. You can do the same kind of like pouncing trick that you can with Scar with Zero, but it's a lot more tedious, even though the cliff that she's on is much lower. Maybe it's something about her standing farther back on the cliff than Scar does on his cliff. So instead, you're kind of like being forced to wait for her to do this whole cycle of sending logs down and like taunting Simba.
It has to come to this.
She's just standing there.
Also, I never got to discuss this before. I haven't thought of discussing this until now, but like most of the voice actors for this game are not the original voice actors from the movies. Like adult Simba here is Cam Clark, who is actually a very big voice. Oh, she's dead. That's time. He's actually a very big voice actor, but for whatever reason, his voice acting in this game isn't that great for Simba, which is strange considering that he's voiced Simba before, and he was the singing voice for him in Lion King 2, and he also was his speaking voice in the Timon and Pumbaa show.
Really?
Yep. But yeah, he's the voice of Simba. A lot of the main cast that was part of the first movie. I think the only one who actually reprised their role in this game is Ernie Sabella for Pumbaa. Like I legit thought James Earl Jones reprised his role as Mufasa, but as it turns out, it was like someone else that took over for his voice in the game. And then I think Lion King 2, as terms of Lion King 2, like the only voice you hear from character you hear speaking from that movie is Zira in the game, and she is still voiced by wow, I am like blanking on her name right now. But she's still voiced by the same person as she was in Lion King 2. Oh yeah, and Simba and Nala, like they aren't voiced by their original. Their cub forms aren't the same people. Obviously, because this game came like long after Lion King, and they've grown up. Yeah. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, who voiced Cub Simba, like he would have been like a teenager by that point. So.
Well, thank you so much for showing off this game and showing off all of your Lion King knowledge. I know I enjoyed it.
I'm glad, because I love playing this game, and I love talking everybody's ear off about Lion King stuff, so.
And if people want to check out more of your Lion King speedrunning content, can they find you on Twitch?
Absolutely. So I am on twitch.tv/Furisketo Akio, and you can also find me on social media, mainly Blue Sky, under that same name. I often post about like upcoming speedrunning appearances, or I'll even like just ramble on about random stuff. But like, you should definitely keep an eye on both because it's kind of random when I stream because like I'm going through a period of like executive function not exactly cooperating with me. So like, hopefully that'll change soon, but at the moment, my streams are kind of like sparse, like really spread out. So, but definitely give me a follow, because you definitely do not want to miss my streams when they come up, because I do have some really fun stuff planned for like future streams. So
I mean, this was super fun.
yeah,
so
I might
can't
even do
imagine
more
what you have
runs
in
of this
store.
game, because I definitely I want to do more runs of any percent. I also I have plans to maybe learn the 100% category at some point, so that'll be fun.
Oh, cool. Right on. Well, thank you so much, and we're gonna take a quick break, but you should definitely stick around, everyone in chat, because we have another very fun, very unique showcase coming up, called Making Frivolous Video Game Tier Lists, featuring My Serval and Swamp Brat, and they're both just a wild duo, and you're not gonna want to miss it. So have a snack, have a drink, stretch, and we will